Okay, pilots, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to install, or I guess you could call it a E-flat servoless payload drop. Okay, now the instructions, you can read them if you want to. But I've done put in a couple. It's got 4 different languages to it. But, you know. It's got a rod inside here. It's got a trigger here that you can, release your bomb if you don't want to do it by power. That little rod goes into a small hole in that mount there, in this side. There you go. It's gonna have some weight. Let's see. There we go. Probably got to have some weight to it anyway. I'm going to lock now. What is going on here? I'll pull that back out a little bit. There we go. Maybe it's got a lock mode, huh? Maybe I don't know as much as I do. There we go. Okay. Alright. We're gonna mount that right here with the rod forward. And also, it's got, I'll tell you this too, it's got, if you want to like put multiple ones across here, you take the end of one and you put it into the other here in this port, and you'll interconnect them all. See? But all I'm gonna have to do is just mount it and run my lead over here to that wire harness. The wire harness goes into a triple wire harness that goes into the bomb, the center bomb drop. And actually, at times, where this bomb here in the center drops first, and then to an outside a drop, maybe a split second, maybe half a second later. It was that way on my Japanese Judy high-level bomber. I had to pull them pods off where I originally had just taking it on and off. And I decided, I said, well, let's go ahead and do this. So you want to cut just like you do a servo. See? Now here's our little slot there for indication of a spar going through here. So I'm going to be right behind that, let's hope. And we're also going to be cutting into a panel that the factory is glued here for another spar, and plus our lead for our servo. Okay, so we're in a tight spot. Yeah, we're in a tight spot. We're in a tight spot. So we just got to go with it slow. Kind of getting an indication of how thick it is. Lay it up there. I'm going to be right in front of that spar and right over top of that one. So let's see how deep we can go here. Now I could go ahead and just run my leads down the thing here, but I'd have to take the wing all off. No, I ain't going that route. I'm just going to run the lead right up that same way I'd run the servo for the flap. So I'm trying to line this thing up perfectly here, pilots. You got to get this straight now. Now I could take measurements from this line here and come out, but and it kind of looks the same direction that the fuselage is in. So I'm just going to try to get mine parallel as best I can by eye. because you're going to be making your cuts and getting it dug out and putting it in there, and I'm sure it's going to wiggle a little bit, but you could get lucky and it gets tight, it's straight, it's, you know, but that's only once in a while. So I've got it lined up here. I'm parallel with this line here. I'm not really making a deep cut because I'm just going to cut a little bit out first and just see. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to move this lead to the other side. Let's see if I can just make a parallel cut with that cut. And keep it straight here. Let's check. Let's check. Yeah, we're looking good. Like I said, this is a glued in panel here from the manufacturer, so I don't really want to go past that for sure. I'd kind of like to have a little styrofoam there and not cut into that other servo lead. So I'm just making sure that I'm kind of all the way through here. Small squares. Try to stay about the same depth as you went in. I'm kind of using that edge there. As soon as I get that deep, I'll start turning and try to keep it straight with that angle in the blade. Well, my sinuses is killing me with this weather change. Yes, Kenny, in the South here in South Carolina, you do have winters. They are winter projects. I hope you enjoy every sunny day you have, brother. I'm just going to see here. Now, the other day I was cutting one out, and I kind of went in angles and just kind of helped to get some of that mess out of there. I need to get my vacuum over here and just kind of... Oh, hush out there. Cats. What I do with it? Here. Pair of tweezers. I'm just going to try to clean this out now. The base of that servoless payload drop is kind of got a flare to it at the bottom. But we've got to also remember, we've got to cut a little bit of a channel there for the lead. I don't know why they expect you to mount the thing down in the styrofoam and the leads coming out the bottom. I don't know. Just me. I bet it'd be easy on a balsa plane though, with it going down like that, because you have that framework in there you could work it around. Maybe that was their thinking. Alright, we got a pretty good, make sure I got all the loose out. And plus, it looks like I ain't I ain't went through, and it's not really weak right there. We'll see here. I'm gonna be running my lead all the way on the back because I want to come out right here at this channel. Yeah, we've got to cut that. At least that's up above that panel where I'm gonna have to get that cut deeper for the lead going down. I'm gonna cut an angle cut here. And just flare out. Barely flare out. Let's see if that chunk will come up. Yep. I see something in there black. Let me check it out. Oh, just a hole. Just a hole. Just a hole. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. Former greenskeeper gone pro. At least it wasn't a servo lead. This is true. This is true. Okay. I'm going to try to make me just a little bit of a canal for that servo lead or servoless payload lead. Get out of there. Then I got to cut a valley for it to come up into the. Let me go this way with that servo lead there. I'll feed you in a minute. Give me this minute. Yeah, I heard that. I gotta be careful here. I'm in a tight spot. Alrighty then. Now, let's see how my eyeballs are. I'm 53 years old. 7 centimeters. 7.5. Yep, 7.5. Look at our pilot, 7.5. 7.5. Not too shabby. Alright, that's it, pilots. Really all I'm gonna do. Now, like I said, I'm gonna be running that lead up through here, so I don't want to pile up no glue right there and have that lead all glued up. So all I'm gonna do, pilots, I'm just gonna put a little bit of epoxy right here and just kind of set that in. Now you got your control button here, the control how the timing in the drop. Okay, let's say you got them lined up there. All right, you want this one to drop at the second of the signal. This one here, maybe a next 0.5 seconds. This is the next 0.5 seconds, see? Where they just, instead of all dropping once, they drop in a line. And that button right there controls that. And then, like I said, you got your trigger to load and unload without power. But there you go, pilots. And then when I go to put my mount on my bomb, I got the center of the bomb already with the mold when they glued the mold together. I got a certain thickness here, but I mean, you know, you just take your hobby knife or whatever you're using and make a slit. And we going about, yeah, probably 3/8 of an inch deep. So, I mean, my edge there on my angle on my blade there is about 3/8 of an inch deep. So there we go. Don't feel like I went through in the hollow. I mean, it don't matter if it is, you just gonna glue it. But then another thing you would want to do if you want this to sit flush on the bomb, you kind of want to take your blade and kind of make it straight across right there. Not too deep. Goodness, Eric. Not that deep. Not too deep. Oh, out. Pull it out a little bit. Yep. Oh, coming up, coming up, coming up. Now you can see there where I pulled the mount side of it for it to mount to the plane. A little bit off right here. Come on, come up with me. There we go. Made that cut there. Now I'm just going to try to swag it and make it a little bit of an angle cut. Right down that line where I cut it. And same thing this way. Not do it that way. Right there. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Alright, my hole's gonna be in the front of the bomb. Let's see if I made that straight on the line there. Well, a little bit off there. Let me get that fixed. I was just a little bit off. It needs to come this way just a little bit. Paper thin. Yeah. A little bit longer. A little bit, let's see. I was wanting that point to be right at the roundness. Right at the roundness. Yep. So I got to make it just a little bit longer on each end. Man, Deuces is deuced up is Valiant and RV7. I tell you, pilots, y'all need to check that out. I was impressed. You know, the LED master here was impressed. Cool, Deuce. All right, what I got to do is I've got to cut around this edge here and around that point right there. So we've already got it on here, so let's do this. A little bit higher over here, some of these. Ooh, I've seen that already. Oh, see, it's got a bevel. Here you got a bevel to it. So you got. I was way off with my cut. I was, what the hell? But there we go. I glue that in there like that, pilots. That's it. Bombs away. I'm out.